Welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a little bit, but I am back. And I want to give a shout out to my mom and my dad. I got their Christmas gift in the mail. And I believe every person that works in the kitchen should have one of these. So you just drape it over your shoulder like so. And when you get your hands dirty, just, you kind of wipe it off and, go on as you would when you're working in the kitchen. So I have all my measuring stuff out so I can mix everything right in front of you. I'm actually going to do slow cooker meatballs. So the ingredients I need for that are, I bought some breadcrumbs from the store. I also got some fresh, well, it's not fresh, but it's like Parmesan cheese. And some parsley flakes, some fresh ones. I'm going to chop it up and put it on the inside as well. We're going to do 1 cup of milk. We're going to do 1 egg. It tells me to use fresh garlic, but I kind of like this because it adds, for some reason or another, maybe I'm not cooking it right or whatever, but this is really good because there's more flavor in it, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know, I got some ground beef here. And it also asks for Italian sausage, which I have here. Now, I don't have canola oil, but I'm going to go ahead and use some vegetable oil. And went and got some of these onions. So it says 1 medium one, which these are 2 small ones. I guess I can just use 2 of those, so we're gonna go with that. And then some more vegetable oil, and then my seasonings. I'm gonna put Italian seasoning and crushed red pepper flakes. I'm gonna use crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, and tomato sauce. I'm also going to use some sugar, not very much sugar, and I bought some basil as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all of this up together, and it's going to go in the crock pot for 9 hours. And then after the 9 hours, I will definitely come back and taste it for you. I'll probably serve it over some pasta. So I had to take the towel off. It was kind of falling off my shoulder until I can get it a little better. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. And a lot of this I haven't even opened yet. Usually I have it all prepared and all measured out for you, but we're going to just go ahead and do 1/2 cup of panko crumbs. And then, well, before I go any further, I actually printed this recipe offline. I can't remember where I got it from. But it says 2 ounces of Parmesan cheese. So you want 2 ounces would probably make it, let's see, 8 ounces is 1 cup, 1/2 cup, so 1/4 cup. And because I like cheese, I'm going to do a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Not a full one. All right, so I have all that. And then it says parsley, which I have here. And just so you guys can see, I am washing it. Okay. So I chopped that up, and then 1 cup of parsley. It says flat leaf, but I mean, I just wanted to go with that, only because, well, it's the only one I can find at the store. So, anyway, we're gonna go with, how much milk does it say? It says 1 cup of milk. So, I want to make sure. Guys. Okay, so I tasted that milk just a little bit, and I didn't want to show you guys that I was gagging, but y'all, that was sour. Guys, I had to try that milk because it smelled bad, and I thought, well, maybe I could use it anyway, but no, I am not going to get sick off of my cooking. Sorry. Anyway, backup plan, I have non-fat dry milk right here. So I'm going to make me a cup of milk. And we're going to add that along with the egg and some garlic. So I mixed some of the powdered milk I had, and I'm going to dump it in here with everything else, along with an egg. I put the egg in here, and garlic. It says to put like 3 cloves in there. I kind of eyeballed it and put 3 teaspoons. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right. So there's those measuring cups. And then I want to go ahead and mix it up, a little bit, but first, before I mix it up, obviously I want to get my meat in there as well. So I'm going to put 2 pounds of ground beef in there and like half a pound of the Italian sausage. So while I'm just going to let that sit for just a few minutes here while I get the other stuff ready. And I do want to give another shout out to Janelle. I hope you feel better soon, and she wasn't feeling very well when she came up to me at church today, so I hope you feel better very soon and get some rest. There's a couple other people that I stopped and talked to. They're not feeling well either. So with all that being said, let's get back to our cooking. Okay, so all of that is mixed in there. I got the parsley, the milk, the egg, the garlic, and the breadcrumbs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my my Italian sausage. Okay, make sure I don't skip a morsel. And then I'm going to add my ground beef, some of which might still be a little bit frozen, but I think we can make do. All right, so we want to add that all together. Now, since my hands are already, in the meat, I'm definitely going to go ahead and just mix this up together. And since my hand's already in the meat, I am going to let you watch me mix this because I can't turn off my camera right now. scoop it out. And it should make probably about 36 meatballs. Now you want them to be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So I rolled out the first one. And we're just gonna put it on the baking sheet here. Got parchment paper on there, and we're just gonna go ahead and lay it on there like that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven on the, probably the top shelf, because they're a bit smaller because they're the first ones. And then this is a smaller tray, so that's gonna go on the top shelf as well. Smaller tray. And then for the big boys right here, because they turned out to be, I rolled them too big, I'm gonna put them on the bottom. They're probably gonna cook a little faster, like brown on the outside, but I'll keep checking them. So 12 minutes, guys. Keep that on for 12 minutes on 425. Okay, so while I have all of that in the oven, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of my vegetable oil, since I don't have like the virgin olive oil. Since I don't have that, I'm going to put some in a bowl. And actually, it asks for, remember I said in the beginning, it asks for it asks for 1 medium onion, and I have 2 small ones. I'm going to go ahead and chop this up. Okay, so I took the meatballs out. I put them in a drainer so that we can drain out all the grease. But I have my onions here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this mixture in. That knife isn't doing me any justice, so I'm gonna put that into the crock pot. Okay. Now, many of you know that when you cook something and you let it sit for the next day, the flavors are always better, right? For some reason, just because it's sitting in the mixture. So I have my onions in there. Then I'm going to put my crushed tomatoes in. Okay. Then I'm going to put my diced tomatoes. And then my tomato sauce. Okay. Now, I forgot to put the garlic inside the thing, so I'm going to just add a little bit to this mixture here. Just go ahead and add one of those to that. And then I'm going to add tomato sauce. Oh, almost forgot the sugar. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of that. Like I said, I got so many of these out, so we're going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, so after I add all these ingredients, I'm just going to go ahead and mix it up to spread it, to get everything all incorporated together, the onions and the tomatoes. Obviously, you see that I put a whole bunch of tomatoes in here. So, and this is coming from a person that doesn't like tomatoes very much. So, after I mix that up a little bit, I'm going to put the meatballs in there. Now, I made a few extra meatballs, and let me see. Here's a small one. Let's just put that aside. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna gently put this in the tomato sauce because, you know, obviously you don't want to splash it all over yourself. You're gonna gently mix it up. That's a lot of food for one person. So you could probably feed maybe 10, maybe 12 people with this maybe. So in other words, this will probably make food for the rest of the week for me. I'll just take it out, I'll just put it in the freezer maybe and eat it with different dishes, like different sides and stuff. So then you have all that. And what I'm gonna do, since it is kind of late in the day, is I'm gonna let this sit in the refrigerator. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to turn the crock pot on before I go to work, and then come back after work and try it for you.